Alright, this is gonna be a video of the time I threw a gigantic turd at my buddy's truck. So let's get into it. So, we were about 16, 17, around that age, give or take. And as teens on a Friday, Saturday night, I think it was a Saturday night, a couple boys together, it's not really too much to do. Kind of just goof off, mess around. So we lived kind of, not really in the country, but kind of near the country. So we decided we were gonna go and hit some trails on my buddy's new truck. When I say new truck, new to him. It was a 1997, I think, Chevy Silverado. So that's what I mean by new truck. It was new to him. So we all decided to load in the truck and decided to hit the trails. So boom, 30 minutes later, we're at the trails, we're riding down the trails. It was 4 buddies. It was, I don't want to say the names probably, but anyway, it was 4 buddies, me and 3 other buddies. So we're riding around on the trails, having fun, having a good old time, you know, drifting around some corners. It was a dirt road, the trail. So we're just having a good time, and my buddy decides he needs to take a crap. So we're in the woods, and as a country boy, he's a country boy. A country boy always has, if he's a real country boy, he always has toilet paper in his truck. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're dealing with a real country boy, he always has toilet paper in his truck, as my friend did. So he decides he's gonna take a shit in the woods. Naturally, nothing to it. So he pulls over the truck. We're all just out chilling. He's pinching a loaf off in the woods. Nobody's thinking nothing of it. So he gets done, then we're just goofing off. And then him and another buddy decide to get in the truck and leave me and my other buddy, you know, as a, prank. So they ride off, and me and my buddy were there, like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get retaliation on them. They're just like riding back and forth, like not letting us in the truck. They'd stop and then act like they're gonna let us in, but then ride off again. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? We need to get some payback. So I come up with the clever idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take his turd he just laid and throw it at his truck. I don't know what came into my mind. But it's like, you know what? It's kind of like we didn't have any eggs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna throw the turd at it. You know what I mean? Screw it. So then I'm going back. I'm looking for the turd. It's kind of dark outside. I'm like trying to find the turd. It's a brown turd in the forest. It's not easy to find. So I finally find it, and I'm like, holy, this thing, you couldn't tell if it was a turd or a radiator hose. I'm talking about, it was like, it looked like, you know those extra large Monster cans, the really, really huge ones? That's what if I had to compare it in size, that's what it looks like. Or like 3/4 of a Pringles bottle, or Pringles thing. This thing was huge. I was talking to my other buddy. I'm like, dude, look at this turd. This thing is gigantic. I didn't even know how it came out of him. The girth of it was like, I'm not even making this up. I swear I was like this big around, at least. And I'm like, how did this even come out of him? And then to top it off, the turd was rock hard. I'm like, dude, I'm surprised there's not blood on the end of this thing. So anyway, I grabbed this turd. I grabbed 2 sticks. And I grabbed this turd with 2 sticks. This thing doesn't, I didn't even put a dent in this thing. This thing just lifted up. It was rock hard. I'm telling you, like rock hard. You could probably break a brick with this thing. I'm surprised, now that I think about it, I'm surprised it didn't break through the window of the truck and freaking knock somebody out. Anyway, I grabbed this turd with 2 sticks. They're riding by, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to get them. So they're riding by. I throw the turd, and boom, it splatters. I thought, with how hard it was, I thought I was gonna, like, I don't know why I thought it'd not bounce off, but come off of it and not splatter. Anyway, it splatters, like, and a little piece ricocheted and hit my buddy on the lip, who was standing beside me. A little piece of turd just got him right on the lip. No big deal. He just wiped it off. He said it wasn't a big deal. A little piece of poo on the lip. Who cares? Anyway, the funny part is, the thing hits the truck, and they keep flying down the road, and they thought we hit it with a rock or something, is what my buddy told me. But they're in the truck, and then the two friends in the truck, he looks at the driver, the buddy who has the truck, and he's like, "Hey, did you fart?" And he looks at him, and he's like, I thought you did, because the smell of the turd was, the smell of the shit was coming through the vents. So they both thought each other farted. And I was like, man, that truck was cracking me up. So anyway, after they stop, they come back and they're like, what was that? They get out, they're like, oh my God. They're just going crazy. The driver's like going crazy. The turd is on the truck and all this stuff. He's like, man, he's like, we gotta clean this off. All this other stuff. But man, it was hilarious. And then, now that I think about it, with how hard that turd was, man, if we would have hit the window, I might have cracked the window or something. I mean, that thing was, I don't even understand how it came out of him like that. No breakage, no nothing. And you should have seen the length of this thing. This thing was like freaking my forearm. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the story of how I threw a turd at my buddy's truck. It was pretty funny. And I regret nothing. If you think it's weird, then you've never messed around with your boys enough, and you and your friends aren't close enough. That's all I got to say about that. See you on the next one.